Welcome to The Blunt Side, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything without a filter. I'm your host, Sydney, and basically today's episode is just about loneliness and being alone and how that feels. It's kind of gonna be like a therapy type session today. It's been a while, you guys. The last time I recorded, well, first of all, I want to say, last time I recorded my episode, I said that I got a new microphone, right? And that was my first time using it, and then I ended up somehow deleting the recording, and so I apologize if the sound quality wasn't as good, but I didn't hear any complaints from you guys, so yeah. And also, if I look sweaty, that's because I am. It is so hot in here. I wanted to do my makeup for this video, but no, it is too hot. It's humid, it's gross. I can't do it, okay? Also, with this light on my face, I'm not doing it. But yeah, it's been a while. I hope you guys are doing well. The last time I filmed, I told you guys kind of like my updates on my New Year's resolutions with kind of just like being alone, things I've learned from fasting and stuff. I also told you guys the news of me becoming a manager at a gym. And yeah, it's been a while since I filmed. I've been really settling into my new job. It's been really good. It's really different. I have never been a manager before, so it's like a new experience for me. I'm in charge of a bunch of employees and I'm only 22 years old. I've kind of done that in a previous job, but this is definitely different. It's a lot more responsibility, but I have literally the best boss in the world, and I'm just really grateful that God gave me this opportunity. I feel like all of the stuff I've been doing since the year started that I've been talking about in my podcast led me to this job, so I'm very happy that I'm actually seeing the results from it, and I feel like more put together now. And yeah, but I don't want to talk about my job that much in this video. I want to talk about something I've been feeling a lot lately. I told you guys that my resolution was to be single this year. I kind of talked about how I was being celibate this year, and I went through a breakup in December. And so, yeah, I've been navigating that. And I said in previous videos how I've never really been single since I was 14 years old. Since I was a teenager, I started dating, and I had a lot of abandonment issues. I still do. And so I filled that void with dating, and every time I got out of a relationship, I jumped into a new one. And so I decided this year, I need to stop this. I can't go my whole life hopping from relationship to relationship, avoiding myself anymore. And so that was my New Year's resolution, right? And so it's been hard because, sorry, I'm sweaty. And I also just put on moisturizer. So, when you put on your face cream and you're sweaty and then it just makes you even more sweaty. But yeah, so I've been kind of navigating being single, but also it's been really hard because I don't really have a lot of friends. I haven't had a lot of friends in a long time. I want to do a whole other video, honestly, a whole other podcast. Oh, also, I hope the microphone sounds okay. Again, I'm still getting used to it. I hope that it sounds okay and that it's loud enough, but let me know down below. But yeah, I want to do a separate podcast on friends because I could just talk way more about that. But yeah, I've had issues in the past with betrayal and stuff from friends. I've had a lot of betrayals in my romantic relationships, and so I don't have a lot of close people, and I've struggled a lot in my life with just feeling alone. I've honestly felt this way since I can remember existing. Since a child, I felt very lonely and abandoned due to my abandonment issues. But aside from that, I felt this kind of loneliness since high school of not really having a group of friends or people to hang out with. And now that I'm deciding to kind of be single, I feel it even more because kind of the person I was dating that I broke up with in December, we were kind of in a friend group with my sister and her boyfriend and then my boyfriend. And after my brother passed away, we found these two guys, and they just made us feel like life was fun again. Me and my sister weren't experiencing fun or like happy times because we just lost our brother, right? And so these guys really provided spontaneity and like those wild summer nights. Like we had all those times with these guys and we got really close to them. And then when things went wrong with me and my person, it was hard because we were a friend group, and then I wanted to start setting boundaries because this person like was unfaithful with me. I don't want to keep spending time with them, but it's been really hard because when I would try to set boundaries, I would feel like I'm tearing the group apart. And I don't want to go too much into this just because it's a lot of personal details, but I don't know. With all this going on, I've been trying to set more boundaries lately. I thought that maybe I could just be friends with this person and we could all stay a friend group because it felt like it was making things worse just trying to like stay away from this person, but I realized quickly that I can't be friends with my ex and it's not healthy to do so, especially with somebody that's disrespected you on the level that they have. Also, I got a psychic reading recently, guys, and it was crazy. Basically, my mom sent me this link to this psychic that has been very like well known in our area, and apparently she's helped like the police find people and all this stuff. And so I've been to psychics before to talk to my brother, um especially when he first like died. I really wanted to hear from him, but I didn't find any psychics that were telling me anything. Like, I don't know, like I went to one that did say some things where I was like, okay, I know that's my brother, but it just didn't feel like I was getting the answers that I wanted. And I just felt like, you know what, I think I need to just take a break from this, and I don't need to hear, like, I know my brother's a spirit, I know he's there, I don't need to hear it from a psychic. I'm just gonna take a break because I don't know, like I just wasn't getting the answers I wanted. But it's been like about a year since I've gotten a psychic reading. And when my mom sent me this link, she said, hey, this lady's retiring soon. Like, she's really good. You should check her out. And so I booked with her and I had the reading, I think, last week. And it was insane. I know, like, she connected to my brother instantly. She talked about his wild hair. Like, my brother had really big, like, wild hair, very curly and crazy. And it was insane because my brother kept bringing up that I need to cut off my ex. He brought it up kind of like in the beginning of the reading, saying, like, he doesn't like him. He would have knocked him to the ground, which is like my brother was very protective and very like that energy. So when she said like he would have like knocked his ass to the ground, I was like, that is so my brother. That's something he would say if he was still alive. And so that made me like laugh and stuff, but then he kept bringing it up. So like every time the psychic would move on to a new topic, so she'd be like, oh, your brother wants you to go back to school, your brother wants you to do this, but then she'd be like, oh, he's saying again, he doesn't like your ex, you need to cut him off. And yeah, it started with him just saying that he doesn't like him, he's very upset, he's been watching him, he doesn't like what he sees. But then he started saying more and more, like, cut him off, cut him off, he can't be around you. And that honestly felt like a warning. My brother was a very good judge of character, he was a very good person with good morals, and when he doesn't like somebody, and when he tells you cut him off, I was like, oh, I'm listening. Because, first of all, he's a spirit. I feel like my brother can see things that I can't see. And I already know he was like a shady person. Like, my ex was like a shady person, and doing things behind my back. But it just felt like my brother can see things that I can't see, and I don't want to find out. So I'm going to listen to my brother's advice and I'm going to cut him off. So, yeah, that was about a week or two ago, and it kind of felt like we were breaking up all over again because after we broke up, I kind of just went complacent and went back to just like, oh, well, let's just all keep hanging out. You know what I mean? And so telling him, like, hey, like, I can't have you in my life anymore, it's been hard because I don't feel like I have anybody in my life. And I do. Like, I have like my online friends, and I have like some other people that I know are supportive of me. But I mean, like, right here with me, I don't feel like I have somebody that's like my person. Like, that person that just like gets you and is on your same wavelength and just like is loyal. Like, I don't feel like I have like someone like that around me. And I was very upset over the weekend over the situation because I had like a bunch of plans this weekend and a lot of them got canceled, and I don't know, I've just been feeling like I don't it's just like a shitty feeling, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I already isolate a lot. I when I do have those friends that care about me that I don't really see that often, when they reach out, I kind of find like excuses because of my social anxiety and just like not really feeling up to it. And so I've been isolating a lot. And so I was really excited for this weekend. It was the long weekend. I was really excited to just like be social and kind of just like live and be a 22-year-old. I feel like I'm always acting older than my age. I feel like I'm always so focused on the spiritual journey. I feel like God wants me to always be like leveling up, personal growth. And I was like, I just want to break from that. I want to just be 22. I want to have fun. I want to drink. I just want to be like a carefree 22-year-old. And so when my plans got canceled, I felt very abandoned and betrayed by some of the people in my life. And I just felt like I was having a mental breakdown. I was like, I need to leave this place because the people that canceled on me did it so last minute, and it just felt like, I don't know. I don't want to go into too many details, but basically I ended up going on a walk that night and I was just crying because I was just like, I feel like I always end up here. I always end up on my own with FOMO. Like, why can't I just have a group of friends that like care about me? I always see all these like girls with friends, and I'm just like, why can't I have that? Like, I haven't had a group of friends since I was in like high school, and even then they were like fake and they betrayed me. And I got to the point where I was just feeling it all. I was like, my mom has emotionally abandoned me my whole life. My dad has abandoned me my whole life. My brother's gone. I just felt like, why does nobody fucking care about me? It just felt like everybody that should be there is not there. And it was really hard to deal with. And I just know I just knew I needed to cry about it. The thing about me is I don't hold back my emotions. When something comes up, I'm like, okay, I know I need to get it out. And so I went on a walk and I just cried, and it was nighttime. I had my tissues in my pocket and I was just crying while walking. And then I got to the park and I sat at this park bench and I started thinking about it all, and it all felt so overwhelming. And then I literally got to the point where I was asking God, like, why do you constantly put me through this? Why do you want me to be alone so bad? It feels like every time I isolate, it's like I'm too isolating. I'm cutting myself off from the world, and then I try to put myself out there, and it never works out. I always feel like I get like fucked over by people around me or betrayed in some way. And not even just with like plans. I'm talking about with like relationships. I always get betrayed, friendships. I was just like, why do you want me to be alone so bad? I don't understand why you don't want me to be happy or like have anyone. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry because I just don't want to cry. I've already cried a lot this weekend. um and so yeah, I got to this point where I was just asking God, like, why do you want me to go through this? I don't like what I understand the spiritual journey is lonely, and people like me and you watching, we do have to like, we are more dedicated to personal growth, and we are not meant for everybody. We have deeper, we're meant for deeper connections, and so deeper connections take more time to come. I understand all of that. But I was still just like, I don't understand why like I can't just like why does it always have to be like so dramatic, so like it's always about personal growth, it's always about spiritually uplifting? Why can't I just chill and have fun? You know what I mean? Like, does anybody get me? I just feel like I just felt like, why does it always have to be so like spiritually leveling up all the time? Sometimes I just want to chill and not care. And then I let myself cry, and then I was like, okay, I need to walk home. And on my walk home, I actually started feeling like motivation and perseverance. Like, I'm telling you guys, I've said this again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Let yourself cry, because when you get it out, you can come up with a solution faster. When you hold it in, you literally hold on to it. And so I literally like, and the more you do it, the quicker it happens. So usually in the past, I would cry and I'd be sad for a while. But this time, as soon as I started walking home, I started feeling like the motivation and the perseverance. I was no longer in a state of victim and why me. I was starting to think of, okay, well, how can I combat this? Because I don't want to sit here and cry. I don't want to keep feeling this way, and I don't want to keep feeling out of control and like nobody's on my side and that I'm alone. This isn't the reality that I want to live in. And I'm done with this victim mentality. I've overcome so much, especially in this year. Like, I've already done so many little things, like the fasting and like the letting go of the bad habits. I was like, I'm I'm too grown. I've grown too much to like let this knock me down emotionally. And so as I'm walking home, I'm like, okay, I need to come up with ways to combat this. I was like, okay, God, you want me to be alone? I'm literally going to master being alone. And I know that's what God wants. That's all God has ever wanted for me, is to be comfortable being alone. And I know that was my goal this year. And I know God doesn't want me to be alone to punish me. It can feel like that. It can feel like you're being punished. But truly, God wants you to be so comfortable being alone. And then that's when you'll be rewarded. And I know that. It's just hard to go through it. But yes, so God wants me to be alone. I'm going to master it. I decided I need to write a list of activities that I can do after work, on the weekends, and I'm going to really commit to being by myself. I'm going to make plans in advance with myself as if they're dates with a friend or a person. And when the people around me that have been letting me down ask me to hang out, I'm going to decline, because I need to have boundaries and I need to develop this relationship with myself. And you might be thinking like, oh, well, you were just saying how you were feeling like you isolate. Like, this is the thing, is like, I felt like I shouldn't be isolating. I never do anything. I shouldn't isolate. I should like accept offers when they come. But if it's coming from the people that have let me down and made me feel sad in the past, no, I'm not going to accept their offers in the future. So that's just what I decided for myself. I was like, you know what, this summer I'm going to hang out with myself. I don't care if I'm going to miss out maybe on fun things, because I'm not sacrificing my feelings and being hurt by the people around me just for the sake of being around people and having a good time. If those people don't respect me, I'm not being around them. So yeah, I decided that my summer is going to be about me, and if I happen to meet people along the way, that would be amazing, and I bet I will, because it's when you actually become comfortable and take control of like yourself, and you become comfortable, actually like comfortable being by yourself doing things, that's when you start to attract the people. And I'm tired of sitting around crying about it. I also decided that I'm just no longer gonna chase or wait around for the people around me, like, oh, when they ask me to hang out, I'm just gonna jump and ready. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna spend time with myself, and I'm going to try to come up with ways on how I can meet people that are like me. That part I haven't come up with yet, because I would have done it by now. I would have met people by now if I could. But I think I'm going to start going to more like spiritual like groups, like full moon circles. Maybe I'll host my own full moon circles. But it really does take putting yourself out there, which I don't know if I'm like ready for yet. I think I do want to just get more comfortable spending time with myself before I start like organizing stuff and trying to meet people, because I am very like, I'm closed off. My heart is closed off. I know it is. My heart chakra, whatever you want to call it. I know it's blocked. I know it's closed because I've put myself out there so many times, and I continue to for people, and I always feel like I get betrayed and just like I don't get the loyalty that I feel like I give out. And so yes, I know I'm closed, and I know that my energy isn't probably like, it's not allowing someone to come in because I've been so hurt, so I need to work through that. And but I'm finally at the place where like I'm ready to do it, and it's taken a while, but this was my goal for this year, and I'm happy. And sometimes it does take going through mental breakdowns and people ditching you and people treating you like crap for you to realize like, you know what, I need to make changes because I'm not tolerating this anymore. And me going through the breakup in December is what started this whole like journey of me cutting things out and going celibate and being single. And this was just another one of those times. This weekend of me being left behind and feeling abandoned and left out and all of this, it was hard, but it was necessary for me to get that wake up call because I have been kind of falling off of my goals. And I know it. I knew it in the back of my head, like, hey, and I kept using the excuse, like, oh, well, you started this new job, like, you're still getting used to the routine. You'll get back on your, like, discipline stuff. But no, this was the kick in the butt that I needed. And yeah, it sucked. I cried. I felt worthless. I felt abandoned. But sometimes you have to go through that. And for anybody else going through this, like, I'm here for you. And I also realize, like, because I'm passionate about filming videos in this podcast, right? But I haven't been doing it. I've been making excuses. Oh, I'm doing this new job, doing this. This was another thing to kick me in the butt with my videos. I was like, okay, God, you want me to be alone? You don't want me to have people physically? Fine. I'm going to go out and find a community online. And every time I post one of these podcasts where I really like put my heart on the line, that's when I get the most people commenting and relating to me. And so if you're here, if you found this video, I want you to know, like, I appreciate you so much. Oh my God, why am I going to cry? I appreciate you so much for being here with me and like listening to the things that I'm going through. And I just hope that somebody like feels something from this, because I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know that feeling when you just feel so alone, so like FOMO, like you're just missing out on like the youthful fun times that everyone else is having. Like, I know what you're experiencing and I feel for you. And like, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Maybe physically you are right now, but spiritually we're together. We're together and we feel it, and I feel you. And keep doing what you're doing. Keep going on your path. Keep working towards yourself, because you will find those people that care about you and are loyal and will defend you and will do things for you. Like, you're gonna find them. Don't give up hope, okay? Don't, I mean, let yourself cry and wallow, but then get up and think of your plan and get your perseverance and your optimism back and your dedication and your discipline, because you know that you're meant for something bigger. If you just had all the people around you that understood you, agreed with everything you said, like, you would just be like, oh, I'm content, I'm happy. But for us, the people that know we're meant to do bigger things, we're the ones that inspire change in people by the things that we say and the things that we think, because we're different. We're meant to be different because we're meant to change the people around us. Does that make sense? Like, basically what I'm saying, like, if everyone around you just, you got along with them, there would be no change, there would be no progress. You're not meant to fit in because you're the one that's meant to change everyone around you. And yes, it sucks, and yes, you feel like a weirdo and isolated and that no one understands you, but eventually you will find them and they will find you. Just be patient, be disciplined, keep going. But yeah, I think that's all that I have to say today on this episode of The Blunt Side. If you are new here, comment down below your zodiac sign and your favorite zodiac sign. Again, I'm a Libra sun, a Scorpio, Libra sun, Taurus moon, Scorpio rising. And my favorite placement is Sagittarius rising, because that was my brother's rising sign, and I just love Sagittarius risings. They're just like really funny and cool. But yeah, comment yours down below if you're new here, and if you're returning back to my channel, I literally like appreciate you so much. I hope that we can build a community here, and yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like my vibe, and I will see you guys in the next episode of The Blunt Side. Bye!